AITA for not letting a waitress peer pressure me like she did my friends. A group of friends and I, 20F, spontaneously decided to go to a sushi restaurant. The 6 of us all paying separately. The waitress was weirdly cold and bitchy the whole time. At the end, she came around to each person so we could pay individually. She brought the payment screen around to the first 2 people, 20M and 20F. They paid for their initial meal costs. Then each time the tipping screen came up, the waitress deliberately turned the screen around to face the entire table, so that all 6 of us could see what the others were tipping. It was totally an attempt to peer pressure everyone to tip high, so we wouldn't look stingy or poor in front of our friends. The choices were 25%, 30%, and 35%. Both our first 2 friends seemed taken aback at how it was handled, and my one friend muttered, "Oh, wow," and both selected 35%, definitely out of peer pressure. Now, I recently had a talk with my parents, who told me I need to grow a spine and stop wasting money tipping people when I don't have to. I have a bad habit of tipping cashier workers at takeout places when I don't need to, because I get anxiety when the screen comes up and they stare me down daring me not to tip. I go to a local coffee shop every day for a coffee, and the tip options are $1, $2, and $3, so I often end up doubling the cost of coffee. My parents told me to knock it off and stop being pressured. When the sushi waitress got to me, I was pissed that she was showing off the screen to the whole restaurant. And I started thinking how much money I waste every day tipping. I clicked custom amount, the only option below 25%, and typed $0. Her eyes like flashed with anger, and she looked threatening, and she snarled, "Not feeling very generous today, honey?" At me. I said no. She stormed by me, knocking into my chair, and showed the screen in my friend's face. I guess me not tipping gave them confidence, because our remaining 3 friends, 21M, 20F, 21F, all clicked custom amount and tipped like 15%, 10%, and $0. The waitress was enraged and walked to the back aggressively, and we heard her slam something down. My 3 friends who custom tipped thanked me for what I did because they said they would have wasted a lot of money tipping 35% out of fear of looking broke in front of everyone. The first 2 who tipped 35% are pissed off because they said they tipped high out of anxiety. And it's not fair the rest of us got out of tipping high when they had to. I said they could have broken the chain if they had the confidence. But they fell to peer pressure and lost their money. AITA? Maybe it's a European thing, but I would say NTA. If the service was bad, you don't tip. Simple as that. NTA. Standing up for yourself is never improper. Go for it. Things that didn't happen for $100, Alex. This sounds like fanfiction and with a Mary Sue as a main character. NTA. Tipping should be based on the level of service received. I feel no obligation to tip if the service was bad or lacking. NTA. The restaurant should pay a living wage. The server should at least be polite. This one sounds rude and manipulative. Maybe tip 1 cent just to make a point? Coming from a British perspective, NTA it all up. I only do so when I receive exemplary customer service and that which you received fell far short of this. I can understand why people might answer differently if you're American, although I really don't think it's fair for the waitress to expect to be tipped when she was horrible to you. NTA. She gave poor service, she doesn't deserve a tip. NTA. But I'm confused on why your friends felt pressure to leave a 35% tip. You got the option to customize your tip, so they should have selected that option as well, if they were not satisfied with the level of service. NTA. You stated the server was unfriendly from the start, and topped it off by trying the peer pressure routine. She was rude. Very rude. I'd have left no tip as well. Sounds like a good writing exercise. NTA. The waitress was clearly trying to coerce everyone into tipping high. NTA. I may be wrong, but we're not seeing this tipping screen nonsense in Europe yet. Good on you, op, for not buckling to this entitled person. Maybe don't go back there though. In Europe we don't tip at all. Maybe 20 cents when we have spare change. They only tip if the waitress is pretty. But as all out of free will. Tip is not expected. NTA. I never tip over 1,520% unless I felt the service was exceptional. Just being attentive and helpful is enough for me. My BF had to stop drunk me from tipping a server nearly 100% simply because he was nice to me. But I live in a state where servers are paid minimum wage. Tips are just extra money for them. So if I had a server like this and they tried pressuring me for a higher tip, I'm gonna be petty and tip $0. You would be NTA in this scenario. But since it never happened and you made it all up, the point is moot. NTA. I don't mind the concept of tipping, but as a former tipped employee myself, I believe you have to earn it. This lady was a. From the get-go, I would have zeroed her due to attitude issues. NTA. Your friends made their own choices. That's not your fault. They should direct their anger to that waitress. She's very rude. P.S. I'm not American, but the standard tip here where I live is 10%. The lowest standard there was 25%? JFC. NTA. Good job. Yes, life's not fair if you're not willing to stand up to bullies, especially at your ages. Actually, I pressed the wrong button. I meant to hit $0. Can you void this please? I need to start over. I strongly believe in tipping, but bullying like that? Fuck you. NTA. Not even close.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.